We on it. Yes, sir. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Yellow Card Podcast. I am your host with the most, Menace.
What it do? Co-host, JB, my guy.
Equal co-host.
Bro.
Even though I'm the alpha here.
Bro, I'll see you on the match. We can figure it out real quick. I got a bum ankle.
The mats.
We were, roll it out. See.
Yeah, after I get a little training. I really do want to train, for MMA, though. Or not necessarily for MMA, but I want to train, I want to do, martial arts, a form of martial arts. Probably something like a slower form like judo or taekwondo to be more balanced and kind of get a good foundation of, dexterity. And then from there, move on to, Muay Thai or a higher level after I've kind of learned basic movements, just like that. That's definitely something I really want to get into. So, bro, I'm down, but right now, I'm just gonna be a regular ass. You gonna get real hood nigga boxing from me, cause that's all I know. I was actually thinking about fighting. Who was it? There was this big dude. So I was watching a video earlier, and it was a Blue Lives Matter protest crossed with a Black Lives Matter protest, and there was this big white guy, and it was a bunch of women, and there was one white dude, and there was a bunch of women, and that was the Black Lives Matter protest, and then it was all the Blue Lives Matter, which is a bunch of supposedly racist white people, MAGA people, So this one big white dude, I'm talking, he's probably 5'11", 300, white dude. 300. Big dude comes in and wailing at women, and then the white guy comes in, he's probably Nathan size. I'm not saying that's good, but he's probably 10 pounds heavier than you as a white guy. And so he comes in, he pushes the white guy. The white guy when I tell you because the white guy is just big, angry, and a supremacist. So he just clears the lane of all the women. They all just clear the lane, and he's about to fight this white guy. And I'm yo, if I was this white guy, because I was mad because the white guy he clearly had to fight this dude, and he was running. There was no way that he was going to get out of the fight because he was moving around shit, and, the white guy was just, following him, you're going to fight me. So, at a certain point, I was thinking, if I'm in that situation, at what point would I turn around and just fight this guy, and, how would I counter his size? With my size, how would I was really just thinking, how would I fight it? And, I really thought about it, and I was so my best option was 2 punches to the liver, you feel me, on your left side, 2 punches right there, get him a little off balance, and then just basically when he goes for a punch, I have to dodge it, because I have to allow him to try and punch me because he's a big guy and he's definitely gonna put all his weight in it, and then all I have to do is dodge that, throw him off balance, and then he's on the ground and I can just beat his ass. So I did think about strategy and stuff like that, but I haven't I don't know if I can do that yet. I don't know that I wasn't put in the situation. You feel me?
You don't know if in this situation, if that dude actually would have come to you, would you be able to think about it? Yeah. Or would your instincts kick in and do something
exactly
else? That's a big thing.
And I haven't been in that many fights where I've had to really think things through and that quickly. Had to manage just everything. You're in a fight especially if it's life or death. Or not life, winning, losing, alpha, beta. Yo, you lose, you're looked at yo, you second, you take the L, bro. Here,
yeah.
In that situation, I haven't been in enough of those situations. But I was talking to Nathan earlier about preparing for that, and so to be the best prepared, I would definitely train, do those what we talked about, and really train and be disciplined, and because even when I started lifting, the first thing, I wasn't worried about weight. I was worried about form. Because, one of the things that I knew was true when people told me is, yo, yeah, you can lift a lot. But if you're lifting a lot and you're, not lifting correctly, not only are your muscles not getting the most out of it, but you're basically, wasting time. If you and I were to spend 45 minutes in the gym and I was to lift, very heavy weights but incorrectly, and you were to lift, the correct amount of weights correctly, the correct weight that you could handle correctly, your workout would be way more beneficial than mine, because I basically wasted mad time just doing mad extra shit. So that's how I look at it. I would rather be mad prepared for the fights. When I do get in those situations, I've trained. I've probably already done training fights. I've used helmets and shit. So, when I get into a real fight, it's oh, you want to fight me? You don't even know who I am, and that's the point.
Yeah, that's I mean, first and foremost, training gives you comfortability in it because when you're comfortable, your emotions aren't heightened. Because when your emotions are heightened, you can't do it. You can't make any good decisions. So the first thing is like the comfortability. Well,
it's hard to make good decisions.
It's hard. It's really hard to make good decisions when you're emotional, regardless of what the emotion is. And with that adrenaline,
you're being led by your emotion.
You're being led by emotion, bro. And that adrenaline, it kicks in. You gotta be able to handle it. So that training comes with tampering that down. Yeah. So you're really cerebral. And then with the skill wise, you know what I mean? Like if you know how to properly throw a punch. And you understand how to aim and the timing of people, that puts you on another level of most people that are out there. Like in that situation, 100%. If I'm ever in a street fight, I'm gonna pressure them. Like I already know, I'm gonna pressure you. You're gonna feel that I'm in front of you. Yeah. You're gonna swing. And I'm just gonna move out the way because I know for a fact it's gonna take maybe 3 or 4 punches. People don't realize how tiring it is to throw a punch. Yeah. They're gonna throw 3 or 4 punches. I can dodge all of those. Like I'm never pressed about it. But best be sure you're either going to leave yourself open. If you do, I'm going to hurt you. Yeah, absolutely. Or you're going to get tired. Because the counter.
The counters are crazy. Because that's the thing that a lot of people don't really calculate or think about is a counter, bro. Like if you go to punch somebody and what I was going to say earlier, because I'm just going to be quick. I talk a lot. I'm going to be quick. What I was going to say is, bro, when you really think about like, because you're talking about knowing how to throw a punch. If you can think about the mechanics of how to actually throw a punch and like how you're gonna put weight in your back foot, or like you're throwing a right-handed punch, you're gonna probably move your right foot back a little bit, put weight on it, and push. If you can think that far ahead, like and see the punch coming, you're like, oh, if you're throwing with your right, I know there's mad weight on your right foot. If you can think like in terms of that, like that level of thinking, bro, like that's where I'm trying to be. Like I want to be that comfortable where it's like I see a punch and it's like, are you seriously? Like, not only are you throwing this shitty-ass punch, but, like, you're telegraphing everything. Mm-hmm. Like, that's why I think, like, the best fighters, like, when you get to levels like, John Jones and like
Israel,
like, they don't, it's not, like, McGregor. Telegraphed. It's more so, like, when they hit you, it's like, you didn't expect it. Yeah. Like, they just, like, they're, like, I feel like when you get, like, because when you're at that level, I feel like, they're expecting a kick. And, like, you see them guard, they're expecting a kick. And, like, boom, you just get jabbed in the face. And you're like, yeah, I'm John Jones. Like, that's what I do. Like, yeah, nigga, like you thought a kick was coming, but I punched you. And, like, that's regular. Like, that's what you have to be prepared for. And, like, at that level, it's like, yo, I have to figure out how to defend myself when I defend wrong.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the biggest thing is that psyche. It's that chess game. That's why they say it's a chess game because, there are so many different skills that can be used and different combinations that you come out with a different result, and depending on who you're fighting, their reaction to whatever you're using is going to be different. Because if I'm Israel Adesanya, I'm throwing those leg kicks on Paulo Costa. For Paulo Costa, maybe Izzy already knows. I know he's going to take it. He's just going to still stand there, so I'll be fine. But I can't do that against Yoel Romero as much because he might grab my leg. So that's a different fight completely.
And you have to know fighting styles, strengths and weaknesses. And that's why it's tough. Why I think it's tough is because even though you could beat somebody who's amazing, that doesn't mean that you are like the greatest. Like you
styles make fights, bro.
Yeah, be like because you may have beat the person that everyone considered the greatest in the world, but somebody may be a better matchup for you than that person. And that means that technically they're your rival. Like you can say that you're the greatest, but there's always going to be someone who's your rival. And if you have no rival, then you're undisputed at that point. Like then there's no debate about it. Then you are the greatest.
Even when you have someone that is supposed to have all the tools to beat you, if you can beat them, then you're really undisputed. That's why you have these champions, right? That they say, wow, he beat this person, and he beat this person, and he beat this person, so he's beat all these different types of people, and they're the highest level. Yeah, this man is legit. This man is solidified. You know, that's when you have your, Anderson Silva, George St. Pierre's. It's like he fought everyone, and he got better. Like, and he just had different tricks for his sleeve.
That's what I'm saying.
It's crazy. And,
that's tough.
And with the striking thing, you were talking about being able to hit someone they don't even know, and how like people make it like choreographed. That's just a prowess thing, efficiency first and foremost, what I mean? Little movement, and then also at the same
time. It's the small things that like you can pick up on by just paying attention, by being observant. And that's what I'm saying, like And like, but that's hard to do when your emotions are heightened and adrenaline is flowing. Like, you're not really being as observant as you would be if we were just reading a book. Mm-hmm. Like, also, if you're reading a book, the things that you hear just going on around you, you're not noticing that. Your focus, all your blood is like, your literal focus is on survival. Mm-hmm. And you're like, it's not on all those other, but like, if you can, I feel like, bro, I haven't been in a lot of these situations, but I feel like if you can really just slow it down, you're comfortable enough where like, if you're comfortable in that situation, then that's when a lot of things become available to you, because it's not like you're not, even though your blood is pumping, you've been here before, this is what you do. So
you're there.
Like, yeah.
You're there.
It's like aware. Another mindset, because I feel like it's like bro, you're damn near Super Saiyan.
Yeah. Ultra Instinct.
Like, if you can, if you can control everything, all of your actions and emotions and observations and attention while you're basically fighting for survival, you're basically Ultra Instinct. Yeah. And that's the point. That's like, that's really what it's like. Like, these fights in the UFC is like two guys with Ultra Instinct and different fighting styles going against each other to see who's better.
Bro, it's crazy. And then you got some people that just come out on top, like, you know, Adesanya, who his striking is to a completely different level. And like, when you're a striker like that, a big thing also is like, if you were to go to train, right, or I were to go to train, or Nate were to go to train, seeing those types of motions, seeing what the punching motion looks like in terms of when it's coming at you, what the different ones look like. If I'm in a public setting and I'm, you know, there's an issue going on, some people might not be aware enough to be able to look at someone and be like, oh, that person's about to punch me. Like, I know for a fact, I've seen that wind up before. He's going to try to come up with an overhand or something. I'll be like, oh, now I got to get my guard up.
Or not even just the wind up. When you think about, because I think about like
the intent too, that look of intent too.
But also I think of like jabs, like boxing and like Floyd Mayweather. Like when you really think about it, like how quickly you can throw a jab. Like because let's say you're just walking around in you're in a hotel lobby, and you're Floyd Mayweather and Israel Adesanya. You're just walking around a hotel lobby, and like something pops off. And it's somebody that doesn't know who Floyd Mayweather or Israel Adesanya is. Something just pops off, and it's right in front of both of them. Like literally, like Nathan is Floyd Mayweather, and the camera is the event that's popping off. Like as a shooter, like you may shoot a gun in the air, and be like, yo, everybody get down, because you're not thinking about anything. But if it's me, I'm Floyd Mayweather, and Nathan is Israel Adesanya, and you put your only weapon in the air to shoot up and tell everybody to get down, you don't realize that you're about to get knocked the fuck out. You see what I'm saying? Like, because what I'm saying is with strengths and weaknesses, like that's how, like in an actual environment, like we're putting these skills to use in an actual environment or in a fight, like different fighting styles like mean different things. Like Israel Adesanya, he could wind up. Like if he's behind you, he could be winding up. He could just strike the shit out of you. But Floyd could just literally just jab you in the chin before you even realize what's going on. And that's what I'm just saying, like in terms of timing and fighting styles and stuff like that, like all of that is different and relatable in different like situations. And like that's why like I want to get into fighting, because like I want to imagine or also be in different situations that could like if I'm actually in real life and somebody tries to fight me, like I've already been in like these different situations of fighting. Like I've been in the point where my arm was pinned. I couldn't use my right arm. I had to kick out. Like so, like bro, you're gonna fight me like in a fair fight. Like you want a fair fight with me. Like I want to be so comfortable. I want to do. Who was that guy that we watched that was like in the middle of the ring and he was like looked at the dude like what's up?
Oh,
from Nigeria, I think.
Yeah, the Canadian Nigerian guy.
Or yeah, Canadian Nigerian guy.
Oh, no. He mean mugs. What's his name? I'm gonna be upset because I'm not thinking of his name right now. God dang it. Hakeem.
Yeah. Bro, like I want to get to the point where somebody wants to fight me. Like I'm just looking them in the face and be like, all right, like start it. Like throw a punch. Like I want to invite the fight. Like I want to be the person that like if you want to fight me, like I'm ready. I'm like, oh, let's get it. Like you want to fight me, like let's go. Like I want to be that person, because like I feel like for the most part, like people get confrontational and they're like, okay, do you want to fight? Like, are you sure you want to get into this? I'm gonna be like, okay, you want to fight? Like, let's do it. Mm-hmm. Like that's how comfortable I want to be, because I don't think it's necessary to fight. I don't think it's necessary to even get to that point of conflict with another individual to where you need to feel like you need to hurt them. But since it's a thing, and since it's so interesting and amazing, like to see where we can physically get as human beings to like excel and adapt to this like style of life, bro, I have to be in it now, like because it is a thing, and because I want to be at that point where it's like I've now gotten to the point where it's like I'm comfortable enough in this area of life where it's like I invite it, like I love to do this, and it's like if you want to fight me for whatever reason, like I fight people that I like, so if you don't like me and I don't know you, like that's even better for me because I don't feel bad, and you're inviting me. Let me allow the invitation and come into my dojo, and that's wherever. Like, and I want that to be like on some Baki shit because you haven't seen Baki, bro.
Nah.
So like, this is what they do. Like, it's literally like a town in Japan, and it's a bunch of people, like of the top fighters in the world. They like break out of prisons and they come from all around the world because there's this one guy who's like the greatest fighter in the world, who's like established, and they're like we were talking about, like they're all coming in like, oh, I'm the greatest where I'm from. Like you can't say he's the greatest. I want to fight him. Finds out that he's part of like an underground fighting arena in this town. So it's a bunch of fighters that are already there that he's been fighting and training with for mad years. So when these other people show up, they're like, whoa, you think you're about to just fight him? Like, I think I'm better than him too. He just won the last tournament. You about to fight us. And literally they're just going around the Japanese town like calmly walking up to each other like, hello, sir. Hey, would you like to fight? And like that look in the eye right there is like tells them everything they need to know. And it's like, okay, let's get up. And like instead of like, you know, you getting up, like it'll be some old man. It's like, hey, would you like to fight? And he's like, yeah, let's fight. And he'll like pick you up and like turn around and like set you down and be like, all right, let's get out of here. And like, cause that's how it is, because like it's like a fighting, or like it's a community of fighters. Like so they'll literally fight in a park, in a garage, in a open lot area. It's like, yo, but that's what they do. Like they just fight anywhere. So it's like, that's why I want to be like, if someone wants to fight, like, yo, let's get it going. Like let's do it. But I'm not at that point yet. You feel me? But I'm gonna get there. I can't wait.
I think that like fighting is so good for people on so many levels. Like on the first level, like you're, as a human being, you should look to better yourself in all regards. Mm-hmm. And the ability to fight is the ability to A, make art with your body, and B, True. To use your body to the most efficient way possible.
Facts.
That you write with your shit, you know what I mean? You walk, you run. The ability to fight, that's something that you can do. Everyone can do. You don't have to, you know, be special to learn how to
Facts.
use your body to defend yourself. Now, on that point, you should be able to defend yourself. Like, you live in a world where, you know, sadly, there are going to be situations where you will have to defend yourself. So it's best.
Not that you necessarily will have to, but
but you can.
It's
like,
likely.
It's likely and it's possible. And if it's possible, you should be the most equipped, or at least well equipped, to be able to handle those situations.
To diffuse it.
To handle those situations confidently.
Yeah.
Because A, to be able to defend yourself if you need to defend yourself off of someone that's trying to come at you. Because real talk, if someone's talking trash to me, like, I'm cool with you talking trash, but if you threaten me, no, it's on site. Like, and that's because I'm letting you know I'm about it. So
not even like, threaten me. It's more so like, yo, if you threaten me,
come at me with intent.
Yeah, like if you come at me in a certain manner, I can look at you and say, hey, I don't like the way that you just talk to me. And if you do it again, then this will escalate. And you can confidently say that because that's really how you feel. And then you don't have to feel bad about it. Yeah. When that person, if they want to continue, you don't feel bad about it. Because at that point, I've let you know what's up.
You can solidly draw the line.
Yeah.
Like, you can solidly be like, hey, you're going to have to calm on that. And if you don't, and we are having a dispute, we can calmly settle it in another place, not here. And that's an honest thing. It's like, I don't want to fight you, by the way. It's not, I don't want to fight you, but
see, I want to be the person that's like, I want to fight you.
Don't get me wrong.
I'm glad that you're in my face, and I have somehow made you so mad for you to think that this is a great idea for you. If you want to step outside, I'm with it. That's how I'm trying to be like, because for me, it's like, most people, if I have done something to get you so mad that you now want to fight me, I think there's a problem with you. Because I don't think there are a lot of things that somebody could do to me that would provoke me to like get so angry that it's like, yo, I have to fight you now.
No,
unless it's an accident. Okay. Because sometimes, you know, you get bumped into, somebody steps on your shoe, and it'll be accidental, and that person is like, oh no, you did it on purpose. And sometimes stuff pops off like that. But like, people aren't stepping, like, nobody's coming up to me to just step on my shit and be like, yeah, bitch. Like, that's not happening. So like, if something like that happens, or I've done something to get somebody that mad where they either notice me, and like for the first time ever I got them that mad in that first encounter that they thought that it was a good idea to do something to me, or it's been festering for so long that the first thing they do when we encounter each other again is something disrespectful. Like, if I've done something to get you that mad, let's talk about it. If you want to be aggressive with that energy, then just expect aggression back, and I'm gonna give you all that aggression back twice because I'm ready for it. Like, that's what I'm saying, like, training, bro, like, that's how I look at it. So it's like, yo, if I really got you that mad and you don't want to talk to me about it, and you want to handle this with aggression, like, I can give you that. Like, I've been looking for some ways to get my aggression out. So if you want to give me an outlet, I love it. Like, that's really how I look at it. So that's how I want to look at it. Like, right now I can't do too much. You know, I'm telling you, I give you hood nigga hands, hood nigga problems. That's all I got right now, bro.
For me, it's like, definitely I feel that like, there's no way that I did anything to you. I'm not a bad guy, so there's no way in the world that I did anything to you to warrant you trying to fight me.
Word.
That being said, for anyone that is trying to fight me, I'm not. It's not gonna be some peaceful. Okay, like, no. If you want to fight me, like,
like, we can fight. But it's a fight.
We can fight, and best believe I'm throwing all 8 limbs. Like, you're catching all 8. Like, I'm not
8 limbs.
8, bro. What? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ways to hurt you, bro. And I'm using all of them. I'm catching you at different angles.
Well, I mean, aren't limbs just like?
So I'll say 8 different parts of my body.
Word.
Not even.
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, not counting the ball.
Like, you have options.
I got options, bro, and I'm gonna use all of them options. Word. I'm gonna take you down. Word. Like, I'm gonna.
Don't forget the shoulder shots.
Oh, if anyone, shout out Connor. Shoulder shots. Hey, this man really broke a nose with the shoulder in the UFC fight. First, this man is different.
That's tough.
He got muscles on his shoulder just so that when it would hit, he was like, I know it's gonna hurt. But yeah, bro, and most people, they ain't gonna know what to do. Yeah, they ain't gonna know what to do if someone throws a punch, I move, and then I get you in a Muay Thai clinch, and I get you in the clinch, like, you don't know how to get out. Most people ain't gonna know how to get out. So you're gonna have your face.
They're gonna spend their energy thinking about how to get out.
Oh yeah,
instead of actually getting out.
Like, I'm not gonna give them time to try thinking. No,
and that's a timing thing.
You're catching 2.
That's a timing thing.
2 knees. You're catching 1, 2. You're dazed. I'm gonna get up. I'm catching you with the elbow, and I'm out. We're not dealing with this. Nah.
And that's the thing. Like, with information, how I view information is like, in the world, information, like, if you don't have information, like, let's say I stumble upon something that is the most cutting edge technology of all time, or the most cutting edge, the newest ideas known to man. If I don't tell anybody, technically that information is just mine, right? Mm-hmm. And I don't give that to you. Nobody would know about it. Like, I could be pulling strings that you wouldn't even know about if I didn't say anything. And the reason why I'm saying is because I have the information and I didn't give it to anybody. Like, you don't know anything about it, and because of what you're observing, you may not even see it, right? So when in relation with fighting, information on fighting, and what you were saying with, like, because I don't know what moves you were talking about, but it looked like you just grabbed the back of somebody's head, kneed him 2 times, and then elbowed him in the face. Mm-hmm. And what I was saying is, as a person that may not be a fighter, if you don't have the information in your head of knowing, like, because with a lot of holds and grips, the idea is to get you closer and put you in a place where you can't move, where the only option is to literally tap out. And if you don't know how to get out of that, and all you're doing is thinking of ways to get out, like, instead of actually having already been in that situation and knowing, like, oh, this is where he's trying to put me, where, all right, this is what I need to do to get out, and immediately start acting on that, like, you're already behind, and, like, you've basically lost the fight already, because the person that already knows to put you in that position is expecting you to struggle. And if you start to struggle, like you have no idea what you're doing, oh, that's a confidence booster for you. Because, like, as a person, like, at like a certain level of fighting, like, where I'm trying to be at, like, it shouldn't even be a question. Like if somebody tries to fight me, like, I want to know off of their stance what fighting style they're using, or, like, off of, like, how they throw a punch. Like, information has to be able to be and that's what I'm talking about. Information, like you need to be able to gather information so much quicker, like in an actual fight. That's how I look at it in terms of like actual fight, like, and that's where like when you get to the top of anything, like where is the top? Like what is perfect? Because I feel like it's just a bunch of people at the top that are trying to further a craft.
You're saying what is perfect in terms of,
because there's so many different fighting styles. Like you can be you can practice karate for like karate has been practiced for how many years? Like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000. I don't know how many years. Mad years. But then there are other fighting styles that have been practiced for longer or shorter time periods. But that doesn't make them, the time that's been put into those, like developing these fighting styles hasn't made them better or worse. It's just developed them further to, you know, new techniques and new derivatives from the, I guess, original. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, where do you stop? Like, do you ever stop?
Do you want me?
Is there a pinnacle?
In my mind,
yeah.
When you ask me if there's a pinnacle to all this stuff, like, I think the pinnacle is is MMA, mixed martial arts, and I find that when you are seeing mixed martial arts, the highest levels that you can reach, like those bars, those skill attributes that you trying to get to 100.
Yeah,
is you're trying to get wrestling to 100, you're trying to get your jiu-jitsu to 100, and you're trying to get striking to 100. And in terms of striking, for me, when I look at what's the best,
you're talking about like 100. When you say 100, you're talking about like stats.
Yeah,
like
skill stats.
Like
you're saying, what is the pinnacle? The pinnacle is a fighter who can grapple, who can take you down, who's proficient on the ground, and whose striking is good. Which means striking being good means that you have solid hands,
power behind your actual.
You don't need power. Like you just need to be able to throw hands. Like for me, if you have quick and accurate and pinpoint hands, then that's solid hands. Like you don't gotta hurt someone. You don't gotta hit them once and hurt them. If you hit them 15 times, Max Holloway style, and you end up having like 84, hits on them just with your hands alone, like that's work. Like, and that's painful. Like you put it on that person, so don't gotta be powerful. But if I can get my hands on you,
basically, and I can hit you,
and if I can kick you, like you don't gotta be able to use your elbows and knees for me to believe that like you're the ultimate. But like if you got hands and you can kick, if you have elbows and knees, that's even better. Like being able to use that's the pinnacle. I don't think it's gonna be karate or like an aikido.
So
like
how I think about it, because really I'm just going off. I'm really more so going off of you. How I think about where I would put a pinnacle at is probably somebody that can use their whole body in whatever situation. Like not that they've mastered any specific style or they've beat everybody in a certain weight class, but like any position that they're put in, like they can just thrive. So, like, if I need to use my elbows and my knees because that's what this fight requires, like, then that change shouldn't be a problem.
No, that change is not a problem at all.
It should be, honestly, people should look at it like, oh, in this fight, the person who's reached the pinnacle, like, they're going to have to use their elbows more because of a reach issue or whatever. Like this person's gonna they're more of an inside fighter and their elbows are devastating. We love when he brings the elbows out, but he never does because he doesn't have to. So it's like I wanted to like I feel like that's what the pinnacle is. Like we're at the point where they're like, oh, he's changing his fighting style to fight this person. Oh, we haven't seen him use his super left roundhouse grappler into a necktie. Like, I don't know. Like, but like, where they're just talking about some shit like, oh, we haven't seen him bring that one out in a while. And it's like, everything is amazing. Like we're at a certain point.
I mean, Demetrius Johnson, if you want to get to like the fighter like that, it's Demetrius Johnson. Like, he had 11 title defenses, I think, or 12 title defenses. He's tied John Jones with that. And yeah, all his finishes, all his fights are just incredible. He's the fastest. He's the best. He will beat you in every single area.
Mighty Mouse Johnson.
Yeah, he fought at 135 pounds, bro. Like, no. He fought at 125 pounds. My bad. He did at one point. He was a bantamweight at one point, but he went down to featherweight. Not featherweight. What's it called? Well, flyweight. Yeah, bantamweight and flyweight. And he's an animal. Like, he only lost once in the UFC's flyweight, and that was to Henry Cejudo, who's another just despicable human being in terms of skills. Like, when I'm talking like skills, dude, he was an Olympic gold medalist, and now he's a 2-time UFC champion. He 125 and 135. But Mighty Mouse, when I tell you at his prime, you're not touching him on the hands, you're not touching his kicks, you're not touching him wrestling, you're not even touching him on the ground.
Can you pull up some
nothing
highlights?
Highlights, yeah, please.
Just a few. Like, I'm not trying to OD, but like I do, cause I want to see, like, cause I really look at it like
you're trying to see what that looks like, bro.
Well, because to me that's what mastery is like, being fluent with all of your abilities.
This nigga was a manager at Chuck E. Cheese, bro.
Who? Demetrius Johnson?
Yeah, for like he was training like 3 times a week at this point before he went to the UFC. Bam.
Yeah, like his combos, like it like fluidity.
Oh, he realized
like that punch and then like
he
the
realized
fluid.
The grappling
like, that's
was
what
there,
I'm
bro.
saying.
He knows he's like hitting you. Oh, you're right there. Boom, boom. How'd he catch that? Now your head's right there. Boom.
And he was watching for the knee. He was
knee.
ready. That's what I was. Yo.
Takedown.
Yo.
Boom, knee. All right, now I got your head. Boom. All right, now you're wrestling. Nah, homie. I'm wrestling. I'm taking you down. You want to wrestle, right? Nah, homie. Nah, I'm taking you down. Move back.
Oh my gosh.
Boom. You saw quick that was right. He stopped real quick. Bing.
Yo.
He saw I'm moving back. I got you thinking I'm moving back. Nope, take down.
Sheesh.
Boom. Look at that movement. Oh, move out the way. Different level.
He's, bro. How he uses his legs. Like, you can just, like, that's what I'm saying, bro.
The first time.
Footwork, balance, bro, dexterity, like.
Immediately recognizes that where he is. This was Henry Cejudo the first time. He killed Henry Cejudo. Nope. He's an animal, man.
Damn.
Yeah, man. So that's Demetrius Mighty Mouse Johnson. He now makes a lot of money at One Championship, which is like another organization, Asian. And he does Twitches. He does like Twitch.
That's tough.
Makes money off of it. Yeah, good dude. You know, he's very wholesome. He doesn't really talk trash, about his competition, which is why I think that he didn't really get a lot of the looks that he could have. He was very humble in his approach when it came to the fighting, and he did his job. When people are dominant, people hate it. Like, honestly, people love to see dominance get created. Yeah. But once it happens and people get tired of it, it's like, well, now we know you're gonna win time. Like,
but that's also, I mean, so for me, my response to that is that's dope. That, like, he can really be in that position where the only reason that he didn't get looks is because he was so humble.
Dude, he was literally like, him and George St. Pierre were the two fighters I would say, like, as champions, and Anderson Silva in some ways, but Anderson Silva taunted in the ring. Shout out Chris Weidman, Baldwin native, knocking that man's out. I love Silva, but when that happened, I was like, oh, snap.
What happened? I don't know.
Anderson Silva at the time was one of the greatest of all time. He was the champion of the middleweight division. Was it middleweight? Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, middleweight division. And he fought Chris Weidman. The fight was really back and forth, but Weidman had the style to beat Anderson Silva. And Anderson got really cocky on the striking. Weidman hit him once. He was like, haha, I'm fake. Really taunting at the man's. And Weidman went and threw a punch and then threw another punch. And Anderson Silva, taunting, was moving back, so he couldn't step back anymore. Got caught perfectly on the chin. Bing, knocked out. Shocked the world. Anderson Silva knocked out on a fluke because he's taunting. And then he fights Chris Weidman again and breaks his fibula and tibia. He kicks Chris Weidman and catches Chris Weidman right at the knee, and his whole leg snaps. You see it just bend around Weidman's whole foot.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
Somehow.
This is... Dang.
Was that it?
Nah.
Oh, that's the taunting?
Bang. Yeah. And so KO'd. And that's how Chris Weidman won. That one thing changed Anderson Silva's career forever. Just he didn't getting cocky. Got caught right off balance perfectly. His feet. Yeah. He was completely moving, and Chris Weidman hit him. And, you see that, and you think to yourself, how different is the UFC if Anderson Silva wins that fight and there's no more, because then Anderson breaks his leg. Then Anderson comes back, and you're like, is he the same Anderson? Then he gets popped for having steroids in his system. Wow. Then, it's a whole... The UFC, there's so much that happens because you really can follow every single fighter's career and just... You can see how this...
Yeah, because it's between fights. It's not like the NBA season, you don't hear... It's not much that's going on between NBA games. It's a whole season. They're going from city to city to the next game. This is you have weeks... between fights. Months. Okay. Months between fights. So you're hearing about news coming out. They're getting tested. They're going through training. You're seeing their training. You're seeing their preparation. You're seeing them talk shit. You see the fucking pre-games, the weigh-ins. Bro, there's so much that goes into leading up to, especially if it's a known fight, I'm guessing, bro. Because I know I know this just from boxing. I'm just talking boxing, from what I know from what I learned, watching Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, watching how they promote fights and shit like that. So I'm sure UFC, especially today in the digital era, because I don't follow any of it, bro. I'm not privy to any UFC news. There's that's what I'm saying,
media, bro. There's so much media,
and I hate that. And content. I think that's why I don't pay attention to it.
Really,
I hate the idea that you can basically learn everything you need to about this person's life just because they're fighting somebody. It should be you have no clue what's gonna happen. I mean, specific things obviously you should be privy to if you really care. But I think that information I think that we as Americans or just people, human beings, handle information so stupidly because I can literally look and find pictures of Kim Kardashian at the gas station.
Yeah.
Online.
That's weird. That's weird.
Why?
That's weird.
That's a job. People get paid to take those photos.
Yeah.
Catching a celebrity at a gas station. That's a job. And that's what I'm saying. That's how information works. I can get information on a celebrity. If you have enough money, I can get information on anybody. Mm-hmm. Especially if I wanted it, or especially if you're famous, there's just free information about you online. I should be able to choose if people know anything or able to Google me
anything about my life.
But that's not an option. That's what I'm saying. That's how we deal with information. It's just really it's weird to me.
It's weird. I mean, that's just the reality of the situation, right? Mm-hmm. Once it is a thing in the world, it is a thing in the world. Once something's out there, especially now, it will be out there forever. Which is why, you really got to think about when you're doing things, when you're saying things, and how you're trying to do and treat people because, karma's a real thing. Mm-hmm. And I think that you got subliminal ways of seeing it and you got larger picture ways of seeing it. You know what I mean? You were a jerk to this person here that caused him to feel this type of way, didn't invite you to this, and then you missed out on this event and just spiraled into you being left out of some crew. You feel me? That's karma in one way. And then karma in another way is just
how it ends up.
You just didn't get lucky, bro. And you know why? Maybe because you're always too negative. Maybe that karma is you inviting that negativity in your life. You just let that completely consume you.
Word.
And you just made negative choices without even realizing.
So many reasons.
There's so many reasons. I heard one time someone said this and it made sense to me. And for me, I tend to think, just be nice to everyone and anyone. Golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated.
For the most part.
If I just meet you, I'm gonna treat you very nice.
At least initially.
If my first impression of you is gonna come from the most honest and the kindest version of me, you know what I mean?
Because it's the same thing. Your first impression of them is the same as their first impression of you.
That I would hope. I would hope that, you know what I mean? And that they're going to be real and whatnot. Hopefully. But what the guy has said that I liked, he was even if you don't believe in God, even if you don't believe in a higher above, it might do you well to treat life as though there is one and as though there is one, because I promise you, if you treat life as that, life will be very positive towards you, and you will get blessings, and you realize that in just trying to do the good deed and just trying to be, you'll find that it's gonna be like, dang, I am blessed, even if you don't believe in it. I'm like, I like
it's
that.
It's more so a viewpoint, to a lens to see the world in. Like, even if you disagree with, because I feel like believing in a God or God, like, there's so many different beliefs in how, because it's all based off of reasoning for life. Like, why are we here? Well, what is going on? Like, what's the point of anything? And I mean, how I really view that is more so. I agree with what you're saying, but I also think that people are just looking for a reason for what they're doing. So, like, when you're being responsible, or when you're maybe even as something as small as like recycling. Like, at the end of the day, if you're doing it because you're looking to please your get gratitude, or because you should be doing this, like, this is what my God would want of me. Like, I feel like you're doing it for the wrong reason. Like, you should be doing it because this is what the planet needs. Like, this is what, and I think it's all about reasoning. Like, some people need there to be like a divine being or something above them telling them like, this is the right and wrong thing to do. But I feel like also people that don't think like that, they also believe in a higher being, but it's just differently. It's more so you're believing that you are at that level with that being, and you're more so like, yo, I don't need you to tell me to do it. I'm doing this because I know this is right for the environment. This is what I think should be done. And the fact that whether other people think that or not, it doesn't matter. Now, because if it did matter, then you would go out and you would make a big deal about it. And you would campaign, talk to senators or some shit. Like, because, bro, when you, like, I think that really a divine, like a God or God is really just a placeholder for people that don't really understand their reasoning for what they're doing in life. Like, if you have a reasoning and you know what you're doing, like, I'm not saying that there is no God, but I'm saying you don't look at it as like, oh, please bring blessings down upon me. It's more so like, I deserve them because I've just been doing what I should be doing. Like, I've been following my path in life, whatever that is for me. And whatever you find yourself comfortable or not comfortable doing, like, you know you have a moral compass within you. You know right from wrong. So karma is really just the ability, because, like, you may be having a bad day or you may be having a good day. Nobody will know unless you tell them. Like, and even if you're having a terrible day, you can say, I'm having a great day. And then that person that you told head, you're having a great day because you said you're having a great day. They're not in your mind. So I really look at, bro, because I'm lost now. I probably
yellow card.
But that's what bro. It's like strengths and weaknesses. That's my weakness is like I just go on tangents because I get caught up in conversations. But I don't know if
you got like, I did get what you were saying. Mm-hmm. I mean, as for the tangent thing, like, I feel like you got two options, right? When you're talking, it's like you either make it so that you're really good at staying on point. Mm-hmm. It's like you see an exit and you're like, nah, because the exit is tempting, right? It's like, I could, but sometimes it's like, it's better to if I find one exit, I'll talk about it. And then I'll skip the next exit, just so I can get the story on it. Because I know I talk a lot too. You know what I mean? And then I try my best not to do an exit off an exit. You know what I mean? Like before, like I said, we were talking about UFC. Yeah. So then I brought up Demetrius Johnson, and then I said Anderson Silva, and I went on a tangent of Anderson Silva's. But the whole time I was like, I got to go back to Demetrius Johnson and go back to why Demetrius Johnson is and it is like the most pure MMA type fighter that I can imagine. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna be like, but that's come from, I know that I talk like that and that I forget. And you need
to, it's more so just creating like a bookmark.
Yeah, I just make bookmarks.
Honestly, so I thought like, so before y'all pulled up, I was like, yo, how am I not gonna stay on topic, but like try to just more so finish what the fuck my ideas are, because I feel like, yo, I just start talking and I get the idea out, but it's like I don't there's no conclusion. Like, when we play chess, like, I'm terrible at finishing the game of chess because, like, I'll have my whole shit set up and, like, I know I'm completely dominating, but the ending of like trapping your king and like getting like I'm getting better at it, but like in terms of like trapping your king and making it like so like I know okay once you make that move okay boom game over like it's checkmate like it's because I'll just check you like I don't even say checkmate I just be like check unless I know I won the game like because for the most part I'll be like check and then people will be like brother just checkmate and I'm like oh bet. I'll be surprised. I'm like, yeah, like good win. Like, cause for me, it's like I just know that eventually I'm gonna beat you. Cause like I don't play to win. I play to just dominate. You feel me?
Yo, bro. Would you feel like this is a fair rule? If in checkmate, if you were to call check and it was checkmate, and you didn't realize that you gotta take that move back and that you gotta do another move.
That's supposed to be like no uno.
Yeah, like a no uno. Like didn't call checkmate, you checkmated me. Like
wait, what?
Like it's like a no uno. It's like you called check. Instead of calling checkmate.
Oh,
you
checkmate, so like you gotta undo?
Yeah, you gotta take that move back. Damn. And then you gotta... I feel like that's fair. Because that's like taking a shot and not calling bank and then making bank. Like, you didn't do that, bro. Like,
but also in a game, though.
In the game, nah,
like,
that's
if you pull it and you make it, then it matters.
If you make it in a game, I don't care if you threw it. It hit off the rim and it went high and dropped in. Like if it went in, if you're a Kawhi shot and it bounces off that thing 4 times and it goes in, you shot it. Like that went in. That's a bucket.
And that's how I don't care. That's how I view it. Like because like chess isn't really like it's not a real like you're not really in the game. But I'm saying like in life, like if I can get to the point where it's like I'm just throwing shit at you and like waiting for you to lose, I think I'm in a good position. Like if that's how much like how ahead I am because like that's the point that I always want to be in. Like if I'm fighting somebody and like let's say it's a team versus team battle and like I'm the leader of my team and I'm facing the leader of their team and their team or whatever and all my team is doing is just throwing more and more shit at you and waiting for you to lose. I think we're in a great position like to win. So like that's the position I'd love to be in, but obviously that's not how it boils down and there's strategy involved. You have to figure out how to trap the king and specific ways to do that. There are nuances and shit like that, but like for me I just normally like to put myself in the position where I'm like right in front of your face. Like we were talking about, what's the dude's name? Not Mufasa. I don't know why I keep thinking Mufasa. Dude. Hakeem. Like when I'm really just I'm just in people's faces. I just want to be in people's faces in the middle, like and just following you, circling around the middle because I'm here. I'm in the middle. So it's like you got to get through me if you want to pull up, and it's like yo, I just want to be looking at you in the face, like yeah, like what's up? I'm just keep throwing shit at you until you lose.
Honestly, the best fighter to do that is
Connor, I agree. Or at least I can't agree, but like from what I've seen when he was just in dude's face, like what do you want to do? Like I'm here. What was it? Miss Bink. Like different. It's mad funny.
What he did to Eddie Alvarez is the most disrespectful thing I've seen in the cage probably. Just in terms of like fighting someone and how important it is and just how he came out. That's why he's the biggest star in the sport. And I know I'm a fan of his, so like I size it OD, but on the real though, like he came out.
I think it's confidence.
The confidence is unreal. He came out to dude who's in a higher weight class and was like, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna take your belt. And then talked every single press conference, I'm gonna beat you, I'm gonna take your belt, I'm gonna really knock your head off. And this is how I'm gonna do it. They got into the cage and dude was talking so much trash. They came in, he said, let's see who takes his first step back. Gets in the middle of the cage, bop you. All right, we're in this fight.
Yeah.
We're in this fight. And he scared him.
And that's all bro, that first... And what really is the problem is that the issue is not that he got scared, it's that it was visible to Conor McGregor. Yeah. Conor McGregor saw that he was surprised and that he was not expecting what he got hit with. And after that, you've given that person all the confidence they need to then continue to beat your ass.
And Eddie started good. He hit Conor with the leg kick. Conor drops out. He drops to a knee, but he comes back so smooth. He didn't even flinch. It wasn't like he dropped to a knee and flinched. He drops to a knee, just gets back up. He's like, no, bro, you're about to get bopped. And then he bopped him. It was bad.
And that's confidence, bro.
That's confidence. That's. I was reading 48 Laws of Power or something that one of the laws is enter action with boldness. Like. At the end of the day, if you're going to do something, if you've made the conscious decision to do something, you can't be looking back to, oh, did I make a mistake? Because you chose to do it. Regardless of whether or not it was a mistake, regardless of not if you're gonna regret it, you chose to do it.
That's
so you have to be a man now and walk the path that you chose. Because if you don't walk that path, you're gonna mess up your life even more. And if it's a mistake, you already made the mistake. You got to go with that. If it's the right thing, you got to make the right thing, because there's no way that you're going to be swerving that, because there's no such thing as correcting the past. So
I mean, it's possible to like
switch.
To be on a path, like if you, but once you make a decision and like, I mean,
a decision of action, you got to be bold about
like
it.
if you punch somebody, you've just punched that person.
You got to fight.
Committed, and not even just you have to fight, but if that person is a CEO, if you're in fucking Applebee's,
you've committed to whatever.
Whoever you punched, you now have to face the consequences or the rewards of that action.
That's how life
regardless of it is, because you've already you're now past that threshold.
Yeah.
So I agree with you.
So you gotta enter with boldness, whatever, and that goes with work too. Like, and especially in UFC, when it's something about your craft, when it's in the NBA and you've worked the hours, I'm going to enter the game with the boldness, with the idea of I'm shooting my shot. If I see the shot, I'm taking it, because I know that I've put in the hours. I know I got the skill. I know it's not even like when Curry pulling up, he's not thinking. I'm pulling up, bro. That ball's getting sent there. Especially because most of the career he couldn't even see,
bro. Because Curry is, bro. That's
the best shooter of our time.
I really just love talking about it because it's really crazy.
Orange room.
It's really crazy. Like, bro, niggas did not know that he was gonna be the greatest shooter of all time. Like, he was really at Davidson. Like he could shoot. Niggas was like, yeah, he could shoot.
Yeah, he can shoot.
And his first 2 years, like, didn't he have an ankle injury? Like, he wasn't making that much noise. Then out of nowhere,
shout out Under Armour. We were talking about Under Armour before. They really laced that man's up. They were like, we're gonna give you your own shoe. And we're gonna make sure that
didn't Nike not know his name or something? Like, Nike called him and they were like, Steven?
No. So
or Stefan, and his name was Steven.
The story of it apparently was that when he went, because he had a deal with Nike for like 2 years, fresh out.
No, I thought they were being. I thought he was being pursued by Nike. He had a deal already.
He was wearing. I thought that he was wearing Nike sneakers.
Yeah, he was wearing them, but he didn't have a deal.
And when they were going to give him the deal offer, they had Kevin Durant on the PowerPoint that they were giving him. And when they were calling him, they said Kevin Durant on the PowerPoint. Yeah. And they were calling him, they said Steven instead of Stefan. Yeah. And his name is Wardell. Like, come on here, buddy.
Wait, so is that... Nate, what's the full story? That's facts?
I'm pretty sure that's facts. Yeah, a PowerPoint slide featuring Kevin Durant's name, presumably left on by accident, presumably residue from reproposed materials.
Yeah.
I stopped paying attention after that. And it was Del Curry that told Steph that he shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
He talked about it on all the
That's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful. It's so disrespectful. Yo, you having a business deal with me and you don't even have my name on it? Like, nah, you don't even
not even not have my name on it, but you're reusing material. So you didn't come with some new material.
Yeah.
That could have been Kevin. You just saw Kevin Durant's name. Maybe it was LeBron James's name before that. Like, it's bro, it's the approach, and then not like you've now given me all this information, and this is how I got it. Not because I had to go and find out that you were fucking me over, because you slipped up and I saw it.
Yeah,
that's like, and then Under Armour's gonna come in and be like, yo, listen,
we want you.
We're professional. Like, this is a pitch for Steph Curry, Stephen Curry, Wardell, whatever you want to be named. And however you want to design, they came like Nike off themselves, bro.
Nike really off themselves. And the thing about that is that, like, as a company, like, who's getting the L on that one? Like, who's the one that's just like, that was a story? Word. Who had that meeting with Steph Curry 7 years ago? Because that guy lost out on a lot of money for us. So we got to get him correct. We got to get him out. Because, like, anyone who you're doing business with, you got to, like, do business with. Like, you going half-ass that? That's crazy to me. I hear that. That's wild.
And with the only thing the thought that I had was, like, the person that really made that mistake, like, probably didn't even realize that they had made that mistake.
It was probably like, oh,
that was probably like, because I feel like a lot of companies have, like, things that's just how it goes. Like, this is what you're supposed to do. Like, yo, this is the PowerPoint that you pull up. And the person that was probably working, that was supposed to meet up with Steph, literally just pulled up, and, like, honestly, it's probably popping if they had Kevin Durant's name on it, because then that means that they pitched to Kevin Durant successfully. Like, because that was a successful pitch, because Kevin Durant is with Nike.
Yeah.
So it's like that's probably a good person, but it's like that's how bad it is. Like that same person or the same PowerPoint that worked on, like they thought that they probably had it in the bag. They were like,
what happens if it was like the leftover KD one, like KD? That was like the 7th revised copy, and the first one, like the real one, went to KD. But that one was like an off one that they were like, we're gonna use this for Steph Curry.
And the thing is, we'll never know.
And we'll never know because now he's with Under Armour. He's gonna like top athlete, paid. And he's getting mega bucks, the bucks that he deserves because that man is different. He changed the game forever.
And the next shoe company, like to really get a bag off, like for anybody, is gonna be Puma. They're running up, like, they're doing a lot of shit in the background. Jay-Z.
J. Cole.
You said Neymar?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they got Neymar, bro.
They're making moves in the background. They're trying to... I'm telling you, like, yo, they're going to get some good endorsements. They have Marvin Bagley,
what's Puma's stock at right now? Are they public?
Yeah, they are.
Probably, right? Where are they up? They're probably going up. It's at $9 a pop.
Oh my goodness! I'm about to buy
some Puma. What? What's that on the 6 months? What's it plus? It's plus $3 on the 6 months. What's it on the 1 month, Nate? Oh, we're pausing on the 1 month too. What's it on the 1 year? On the 1 year. Oh, 8 to 9 on the year, especially with the crash. Oh, Puma's back in business, bro. Yes. Yeah, we're investing in Puma.
Oh, yeah, bro.
We're investing in Puma.
Puma's going to be good, bro, because think about what's Nike at right now?
100 and something.
That's crazy.
Nike's always going to go
So you're telling me you're telling me Nike is worth what? Over 10 times Puma? Yeah. 11, I mean not even 10.
Reasonably, Nike's probably worth 35 times Puma.
And so what I'm saying is if Puma can just double its value,
yes,
then it would have done a great job.
It would have done a great job.
Like if Nike is worth 30 whatever times Puma, if Puma can just double its value with what it's already been working with, like with what it has behind it, Jay-Z, J. Cole, Neymar, bro, those three right there is enough to double stock's value.
Double stock's value.
Because Puma wasn't doing anything. Who did they have before? It was just Puma.
Yeah,
it was Meek Mill and Philadelphia that was rocking the old schools. Like that was their biggest promotion.
Hold up, they got some other athletes, so NBA athletes, like last year, 2 years ago, right?
Not big athletes. Though.
Not big athletes. Rookies, right?
Yeah, DeAndre Ayton, Michael Porter Jr.
Because I don't have to deal with it anymore. So like at that point, it's really just the small things that just throw me off. It's like I don't rap as often as I would be if I was living alone because I'm noise. Like I don't want to, and I'd be cursing. Like stuff like that.
Can they hear you?
They can't hear everything, but like I also am like
loud.
I'm loud. Like I don't like talk. Like I don't use my inside voice when I rap. Like you're getting all passion, volume, enunciation, like everything. Yeah. So when I rap, that's what I put on a track. So like literally, I called my sister. I FaceTimed my sister. Because she just crossed Delta Sigma Theta.
Oh, congratulations!
And that's why my mom, she just got back from Atlanta. So when she could like that, she just got back from Atlanta like today. That's where my dad was when you guys had pulled up, or I don't know, Nathan, when you pulled up. I don't know if you were here when nobody else was here, but my mom just got back from Atlanta, so she crossed, and I called my sister. I FaceTimed her, and I was like, "Oh, like, hey, like it's lit, like congratulations." And my dad calls me and was like, "Yo, what's all that noise?" So I wasn't even in the studio, and I know like it, and it's not necessarily that you may be able to hear what I'm saying, but it's like I don't want to disturb anybody. Like I want to, and I honestly could care less, but it's like I'm just too respectful because those are my parents. Like there are people that I like everybody else except for them. I probably am okay with disrespecting, but like my parents, like just because of who they are, like I can't.
You can't. No, I feel that. I mean, for me. I'm in a closet, so
word. Yeah. But you have the basement too.
Yeah, I have the basement. Like I have the basement, and I'm in the closet, and it's just I used his. Dude, that thing really works.
Really?
What?
Yeah, he had like a mattress pad under his mattress. It was like a twin size.
Oh.
So I wrapped the inside of the closet with the mattress pad.
Oh, okay. So smart. Yeah. Bro, you have to get that in pillows. Pillows help a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like when I had my closet, because I had my first setup was when I was in Hampton was in the closet, and I literally took apart my couch because it was a
you showed me, yeah.
Oh, I showed you?
Yeah, you showed me.
Yeah, bro, mad cushions, pillows, blankets, and then I nestled the mic in the corner, bro, and niggas was valid. It was perfect, but it was but I mean, you saw it. It was literally filled with cushions, but that's just. Because it's to stop the sound from bouncing off the walls.
Yeah, but
like the cushions. Yeah.
So, but for me, I have an Altron. You know, ever seen the Eye?
Yeah, I know.
You know the Eyes? Yeah. So the Altron's like the 33 Chinese version of it.
Word.
And it covers the mic really well.
So I would say I didn't have one of those, and I don't know how well that works. But I know that the Eye, I saw the Chinese version on because I was looking into getting an Eye before.
It's expensive.
Yeah, and they're like what $200, $300.
$200. That's why I got what I got because it's only 30.
So I'm saying I don't even know how an Eye works because I didn't get that, and I don't know how the Chinese version works because before I bought that I just set the shit up in the closet. So that's all I know is all I know.
Pop filter.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, okay.
Exactly, pop filter with the pop filter and
your mic cover?
Yeah, that shit.
Why you have a mic cover for a pop filter though?
No clue. More probably for air.
For more air, yeah.
Yeah, cause there's a pop filter, but the air could get through, and it's the extra bit of air that gets through and blows on the mic that may just create an issue.
That would create an issue. Yeah, I feel that.
I'm basically just everything that I do in terms of engineering too is just trying to minimize issues. I'm not trying to perfect anything. I'm trying to minimize issues, and I'm trying to improve whatever I can improve.
Do you send out to Menace for mastering, or
no? I do it myself. Most of my shit, except for the 3 songs that I posted, not artificial intelligence, but the 3 before that. Besides those 3, I did everything
show me
myself.
How to master mixing is fine, but I don't really know. I know that mastering is mixing, but instead you're trying to get it under a certain. You're trying to squish it down so that you have room.
Mastering is the final engineering work.
Yeah, it's making it so that you can hear it on different speakers and it all sounds good.
Nah.
No?
Well, yes and no. Yes, you are correct. I don't want to say that you're incorrect because that is exactly what it is. But that's just not how I look at it. I really just look at it as okay, this is how it's going to sound. When you download it, this is how it's going to be sent across all platforms. So it's whether it's a WAV file or an MP3 file, it's literally mixing. It's how you mix it, and then when you mastered is just the final version.
Mm-hmm.
Every version of music that you see is every song mastered. The actual mastered version is just the final version that you're gonna be putting out. So that's all it is. So when you mix whatever the latest mix version you have, that is technically the master.
That's the master, but the mastering process is making sure that it's on because I can mix and have a whole song mixed on my laptop and it's good to go. But then I gotta master it to make sure that the volumes and everything are in check when it's on another speaker and shit like that. Mm-hmm. Or you're right, how I'm setting the file because all the other Spotify, Apple Music, they have their automatic they have their automatic shit that they add on to the frequency of you know what I mean? So it's when I master it so that it balances out with all the bullshit.
Well, it's not necessarily that Apple Music and Spotify add something to it, but it's that the file can degrade based off of which audio file type you use.
Oh, yeah.
I know because that's happens especially with any conversion. When you put something up, because that's why you master it and you listen to it through different you listen to it through beats. You put some AirPods on, you put it on some speakers, use a subwoofer and those because you want to hear how it's going to sound on different platforms. Because at the end of the day, when you upload it, you don't know what
the person's going to be playing it out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just have to master it to sound good on all these platforms. So if it does get degraded or upgraded or it stays the same, you know that it's going to sound like this on whatever you use to listen to it. Whatever you think is going to be the most common thing to listen to it on is what you should probably be testing it on. So whether that's AirPods, then okay, that should be the first thing when you get done mastering it. Does it sound good in AirPods?
Yeah.
Okay, boom, it sounds good in AirPods. Okay, now from AirPods, if you plug it into other things from there, what does it sound like? Oh, it doesn't sound good on this. Okay, well, what needs to be tweaked? And does it sound good in AirPods after you tweak that? You will go back to the AirPods. Okay, but whatever that, you need a reference point.
Yeah,
and that's all it is. You find the reference point, whatever it is. For me, bro, I don't care. Like for me, I just want the quality to be the best. Like whatever, when I'm on the program, whatever I'm using, whether that's AirPods or my Beats or just some regular ass shitty headphones, I need it to sound amazing on that, and then I put it on my speakers, because those are studio like monitor speakers. So like literally, in my head, those speakers are the same as if I'm in Dr. Dre's studio. Like if I was to plug my shit in Dr. Dre's speakers and like his studio monitors, like it's probably gonna be better quality, but like these are just the cheapest quality of studio monitors. So from there, you get the full range of sound. Like that's what I use as my reference point. Because I don't really care like if it sounds slightly worse on AirPods after degrading, because I don't give a fuck about the consumer. I care about the actual art. Like okay, and the best way to consume art is in like, okay, if you're an artist, you're a painter. The best way to see a painting is like in a gallery, or like if it's a painting of the ocean, like in front of the actual ocean you painted to like see it. So like for me, the best way to listen to music is on good ass speakers that have great quality everything. So that's what I use as a reference point. That's all I look at mastering and engineering and mixing as, is like you just need a reference point, and if it sounds like you want it to sound, then you did a great fucking job. That's like, my shit is not like to anybody else's standard. I'm emerald with the shit. Muy delicioso. Like if it's good for me, that's all I care about. And that's all my shit. People tell me like, hey bro, your shit sounds good. It sounds clean. It sounds crisp. Because I want it to sound good and clean and crisp. And there are other things that I want to do with the sound, but that's just the things that people notice. You feel me? Like that's clearly what you're looking for is, oh, it sounds good. It sounds clean. It sounds crisp. It's also like bouncy. Like this shit has a bounce to it. This shit is jiggy. Like there are mad adjectives you could give to it, but like clean and crisp is just, those are two very big things for me. Like I want my shit to sound clean. I want my shit to sound crisp. You feel me? So like that's just a byproduct of learning how to do a lot of different things in my mixing and mastering.
Yeah, no, I mean, Dre said like if you can make and master something and it sounds great on like a terrible speaker, then it'll sound amazing on the best speakers in the world.
Exactly.
There's actually a speaker, my boy was telling me about this, there's a speaker that's like $2,000. It's mad expensive. It's a terrible speaker. Like it's an awful speaker. Like you have to master your music so well for your music to sound good on this speaker, and that's on purpose. So it's like if you can make your music sound good on that thing, it's gonna sound great on every other thing that's gonna be playing it through. And like at the end of the day, you're seeing a lot of people do that. Wiz Khalifa does it. Like you can just do it like that. Like you know, if you make it good for everybody. So
you're literally paying more money for your shit to sound worse. So when you do put it on the real shit, it'll be amazing.
I mean, it wouldn't be worse. Like it would be, you're forced to nitpick everything so that it does sound amazing on this terrible speaker. Because if it does sound amazing on this, that means that you're going to be able to have the full ensemble.
So why doesn't everybody do that? Why is this speaker $2,000? Like, why is it so expensive for you to get that speaker? Because why don't you just buy a shitty speaker? Like, why would you pay more money for a shitty speaker? Like, you could just get a shitty speaker.
I don't know. Maybe it's designed. Maybe it's designed so that you have to make your files in a way such that, you know what I mean? Like, it's designed where the metrics are placed, so the things that you have to make really good are the attributes that you'll find in the mastering of a really high class mastered song. You feel me? So you have to master.
So it's like a good reference point.
It's a good reference point. It's like, if this does sound good on this speaker, it will. I don't gotta try it on any other speaker. Like good, done. It's done. Like this, and it's definite done. Like I know for a fact it's done, because if it sounds good on this heat, then you know it's gonna sound amazing on your Beats speaker, on your AirPods, phone.
I see what you're saying. But yeah, that's interesting. It's like, because like that's basically what we're talking about. It's like reverse engineering.
You're reverse engineering, yeah, for sure.
Well, I think we should wrap it up.
Yeah, I gotta walk my dog. It's 5:30, bro.
Speed it up, speed it up, speed it up. Shorty moving too slow, gotta speed it up. Like, what are y'all speaking of? Like, why you so quiet? I'm peeping, love. I ain't doing too much, but I'm creeping up. And it seems like you tiptoe and crawling to speak to me. You should just be with me. I'm trying to flourish and I need your energy. I'm making magic and you could be sitting right next to me, not having sex with me.